Blood at the Xuanwu Gate. Power, betrayal, and the logic of fear. July the 2nd, 626 CE. Blood soaks the stone steps of the Xuanwu Gate. But this wasn't an invasion. It was fratricide. The crown prince ambushed. A brother turned assassin. A father, silent. Brothers, blood, and the birth of a dynasty. The game theory behind China's most brutal succession in the history of China. Few moments reveal more about fear, power, and the fragile logic of survival. And this story still echoes today. The Tang dynasty rose from chaos. But the Li family, they were no ordinary Chinese nobility. They carried Turkic blood, nomadic, ruthless, warrior-born. Like the Germanic tribes who reshaped Europe, they were unstoppable on the battlefield. The father, Li Yuan, charming, cautious, indecisive. The crown prince, Li Jiancheng, capable, accomplished, a master of court politics. The youngest brother, Li Yuanji, fierce, ambitious, dangerously impulsive. And then, the middle son, Li Shimin, general, conqueror, hero, beloved by the troops, feared by the court. Their youngest brother, Li Yuanji, aligned with Jiancheng, hot-headed, ambitious, fierce on the battlefield. Game theory in the palace. This wasn't just a struggle for power. It was a textbook prisoner's dilemma of game theory.
Game theory studies strategic decision-making where outcomes depend on multiple players' choices. It's widely used in politics, economics, military strategy, business, and even relationships.
If one waits, the other might strike first. If both strike, both may fall. But if you wait, and they don't, you die. Cooperation becomes suicidal. Violence becomes logical. In a world without trust, the most brutal option is the safest one. It was a classic prisoner's dilemma, played by brothers who understood the logic of fear. Each side feared betrayal. Each side prepared for it. Neither could afford to act second. In a legalist system, hesitation is weakness, and weakness is death. And so, before dawn, Shimin struck at Xuanwu Gate. He lay in wait with his trusted men. As Jiancheng and Yuanji approached, the trap was sprung. Li Shimin himself loosed the arrow. That killed Jiancheng. Yi Qi-jinged, his fierce general, engaged Yuanji and killed him in the chaos. Then, Jiancheng's head was severed. Shocking, ruthless, but perhaps necessary. The moment the crown prince's head was shown, his forces collapsed. It was blood. That prevented more blood. Shimin did not purge Jiancheng's entire staff. Instead, he absorbed many into his new administration. And those very survivors, once loyal to his brother, became the backbone of his reign. Architects of what we now call the Golden Age of Zhengan. Was this Stoic philosophy in action? Change what you can. Accept what you can't. Build forward. There is no what if in history. Only choices. And their echoes. Shimin kneeling before a pale, exhausted Li Yuan. That night, Shimin entered the palace. He wept. He begged. But he also demanded it. "Make me crown prince," he said. Li Yuan, shattered by grief and fear, agreed. 2 months later, he abdicated. The warrior prince ascended as Emperor Taizong of Tang, one of China's greatest emperors. But the blood of his brothers would haunt his reign forever. Official history painted Jiancheng as incompetent, jealous, treacherous. But the god may see a different picture. A commander, a thinker, a true rival. The truth. It wasn't just ambition. It was the structure itself that allowed only one to survive. And the one willing to take that final step ruled. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Do we still live in a world shaped by this logic? The logic of Xuanwu Gate still haunts politics today. Legalism. Game theory. Power, fear, and betrayal. The survival of power, not virtue. In some places, whether in empires, corporations, or families, the game never ended. Subscribe. Next time, we ask, can a legalist ever be loved? Or is fear the only path to order?